You know what? Sometimes you just need a gaming headset that works. One with good quality sound, a decent microphone, and isn't gonna break the bank with all those extra bells and whistles. Which is exactly what we're going to be looking at today. We have two of the biggest names in video game hardware, Razer and HyperX, and we're going to be taking a look at their cheapest headphone offerings. The Razer Kraken X and the HyperX Cloud Stinger, both of which run for an MSRP of $50. Although it's worth pointing out we were able to find both of these for only $40. I'll say right now that both of these are pretty solid choices if you're looking for headphones within this budget range. But the question is, which one's better? Let's start with the Razer Kraken X. It is pretty much a pared-down version of the flagship Kraken series in every way. The frame is made out of plastic, which gives it a very light feel. Like extremely light. Like almost cheap feeling in how light it is. Now granted, your feelings on this are going to be almost entirely subjective. The actual build quality on it is solid, and it does feel noticeably less present when on your head. It's just a matter of whether you prefer headsets with a heavier feel or not. If the lighter feel is what you're looking for, then points to the Kraken. Still, I can't get over how light it is. Like I know that's part of the selling point, is that it's really light, but it's just, I don't know, it needs more heft. Compared to the more expensive Kraken models, which offer cooling gel layer and heat transfer fabric, these are just your standard pleather cushions, although they do have some memory foam inside, and they do feel nice. They're pretty thick, but with an airy inside, and I quite like the feel of them. I've used them for several workdays in a row, and I found them comfortable throughout. As I mentioned, these are budget headphones, so don't expect any of the usual fancy features you get with Razer. No RGB lighting or anything like that. What you do get is a mute button and a volume slider on the left headphone, a cable extension that splits it out into audio and microphone, and that's pretty much it. You plug it in, and it works. So I am no audiophile, but to my average sounding ears, these are pretty decent quality headphones for the price range. I've tested them on the PC, the Xbox, the Switch, PS5, and they all sounded pretty good. I found the positional audio to be pretty solid when playing multiplayer games like Destiny 2, and overall I didn't really have any issues with them. Now as a bonus, the Kraken X does come with an activation code for Razer's 7.1 surround sound software. It's designed to simulate the positional audio provided by 7.1 surround sound in order to, quote, give you a competitive advantage. I don't know about that, but it is a neat little thing, and when I was flipping back and forth, I could tell a little bit of a difference. Keep in mind that this doesn't mean these are actual true 7.1 surround sound headphones. It's simply the software emulating that to the best of its ability, and these aren't going to sound as good as true expensive 7.1 surround sound headphones, so don't go in thinking that. One pretty cool thing though is that once you download it, you can technically use this software with any pair of headphones. So the last thing to talk about is the microphone. It's a short, bendable microphone that stays out of the way of your face. In fact, most of the time I kind of stopped perceiving it was even there because of how small it is, which is exactly what I like in a headset microphone. I don't like the ones where they're clunky and in their way and you're just constantly thinking about it. So I find that you just sort of ignore this one. The only thing that kind of sucks about it is that it doesn't retract at all, meaning you just sort of have to bend it up when you don't want to use it. It doesn't look that great. To its credit, because of how small it is, I just sort of stopped even perceiving that it was there, and after a while it's fine. But if you're looking for something that kind of like looks nice when you want to put it away, it's not going to offer that. As for the sound quality, you're not going to be getting anything amazing, but it will come through clearly on Discord, which is what you want. Here's a sample of the microphone from my producer, Richard.
This is the Razer Kraken X. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, let's move on to the Cloud Stinger. Now, compared to the Kraken X, this has a much heavier weight thanks to the metal bar in the bridge. I quite like the feel of it. It also offers these 90-degree rotations on the headphones. This is a feature that I've never really cared for on headphones. I just kind of find them more annoying to hold if anything else, but when you're actually wearing them, the headphones themselves are very stable, very comfortable. I do quite like how it feels overall. It is worth pointing out that at least on mine, the right headphone does make a squeaky sound when you rotate it. Now, compared to the Kraken X, the cushions are a little bit thinner and denser, just a different style of design for the cushion, but I would say the comfort level is pretty comparable to each other. The biggest difference to me is that the ear hole is slightly larger, so they covered my ears better. So if you have large ears, these might be the preferable option. Now, feature-wise, these are pretty bare bones. You get the same extension cable that you get with the Kraken X, and they have the volume slider, although it is a noticeably lower quality volume slider. It just kind of feels like two pieces of plastic rubbing against each other. Yeah, not great. The audio quality is on par with the Kraken X. I tested it with all the same games on all the same consoles, and to my untrained ears, they pretty much sounded exactly the same. The Cloud Stinger doesn't come with any sort of extra software the way the Kraken X does, but yes, I did test it on the Razer 7.1 surround sound software, and it did make a difference. And once again, we end with the headphones. It is a much thicker design than the Kraken X, although it is still relatively out of the way in the kind of way that I like. It also has a little adjustable bend on the tip, which is good, and it has a nice little nook at the top to tuck itself away when you're done with it, which is way better than the awkward Kraken X design where you're just kind of bending it. That said, in our testing with the Cloud Stinger, the mic quality is on par with the Kraken X's.
This is the HyperX Cloud Stinger. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now, you may have noticed when you fold it up and down, it actually makes a clicking sound, and that is the microphone muting and then unmuting. I mean, you know, when you're flipping it up like this, you aren't going to be talking anymore, so naturally you want it to mute itself. But at the same time, I kind of wish they had the button the way the Kraken X did, especially if you just need to mute yourself for a second. Instead, you kind of have to like physically move it up and down, and then everyone's going to kind of hear that muffling and scraping as you're physically moving it. I can't imagine that sounds all that great. So, decision time. At the end of the day, I found these headphones to be pretty comparable to each other, and I had little nitpicks with each one, but honestly, they're really, really close. But if I had to pick, I'd probably go with the Razer Kraken X. Even though it's a lot lighter than I'm used to with headphones and the microphone kind of just awkwardly sits there, I actually do like the smaller size of the microphone overall. I prefer the mute button on the back, and I think I actually like the memory foam in the cushions a little bit better. Really though, these are just personal preferences. Maybe you prefer the weight and the out-of-the-way nature of the headphones in the Cloud Stinger. Hopefully I gave you all the information you need to decide which of these two is right for you. If you're interested in either of these headsets, we have links for them in the description below. And hey, you stayed all the way to the end of this video, so why not hit the like and sub button if you haven't already. We've got tons of great hardware videos here at GameSpot, such as Michael Hyam's recent review of the Xbox wireless headset. So why not go check that out? Thanks for watching.